everybody. Welcome back to the Camp Min Show with your host, Miss Cybulski. Honestly, so excited to see you guys today. So glad that you're here today. I've really missed you, you know. I know that, I actually don't get to see you through this, but, I've just missed you. Okay, so before we start talking about what we're talking about this week, I got some new news for you this week. I guess it's more old news, but it's new news. Whatever. So first up, we still have a lot of retreats for you to sign up for. We have a number of openings. So please, if you're interested in a retreat, reach out to me. Let me know what retreat you're interested in. If you need some more information about retreats, what retreats you can go on, please let me know so that I can help you out. Second off, I created a Google Classroom for freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I will be posting things about Good Samaritan Hours, about retreats on there. So make sure that you accepted my invitation. Please accept my invitation in order to join my Google Classroom so I can get some information out to you. Cool. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Well, this coming Friday, October 7th, it is Our Lady of the Rosary, the feast day of Our Lady of the Rosary. Whoa, a lot to handle, Our Lady of the Rosary, a lot happening there. So let's start with just the first part. So first off, Our Lady of the Rosary, in case you couldn't guess, is all about Mary. Our mom Mary, you know. We're kind of like, wait, Mom Mary? That's kind of weird. But it's not, because guess what? Let me take out my Bible real quick. It's all marked up. You see all my sticky notes? Cool. It makes me look very holy. Anyways, so in the Gospel of John, chapter 19, verses 26 through 27, says, "When Jesus saw his mother and the disciples there whom he loved, and he said to his mother, 'Woman, behold your son.' Then he said to the disciple, 'Behold your mother.' And from that hour the disciple took her into his home." So that kind of points out right there for us that Jesus is giving us Mary as our mom. It's not just for the beloved disciple John, but it is for all of us. So she's there. And why do we need her as our mom? Great question. You know, sometimes we just need mom there to love us or protect us or care for us. Just be there. I remember when I was a little kid, coming home first grade and everything happened to me that day, and I was in the car and my mom was driving me home and I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, so this happened and Susie said this and then Johnny did this," and literally just babbling on. Nobody cares what me as a first grader was saying, but my mom listened and she was just there. It's because she loved me, you know. I have this image. If you've seen The Princess Diaries, isn't it a great movie? If you haven't, I'm very sorry. There will be some spoiler alerts very soon. Princess Diaries, you got this girl Mia, she's kind of weird, unpopular, then finds out that she's a princess. Wow, amazing. And she gets this whole redo, becomes super popular, gets invited to a beach party. Whoa. At the beach party, she has all of these friends, but in actuality, they just want to be there so that the TV crew shows up and they become popular. And so she thought she had all of these friends, all these great people, and it turns out they just were there, again, for that popularity status. So this just crushes her. And I remember the scene after the beach party, if you've seen Princess Diaries, is Mia, Princess Mia, sitting on the stairs at her house, the top stair. And all of a sudden her mom just comes over and her mom just holds her and says, "You don't need to talk about it. You can just cry." And sometimes that's what we need from a mom. Just that mom to love us, to care for us, and to protect us. And that's what Mary is for us. She's there to love us, protect us, and care for us. So make sure you give a little shout out to her every once in a while. Okay, cool. We got Mary. Up next, Our Lady of the Rosary. What the heck is a rosary? Great question. This is a rosary! Okay, really big rosary. Actually, kind of hard to see. We're gonna put that down. I've got a smaller rosary. Just chill. I actually have a million rosaries above my bed. Everybody gives me rosaries. Cool. So what is the rosary? Well, a lot to it, I guess. And I don't want to go into all of it right now. But one thing is, there are 5 sections, 5 decades, and each decade there are mysteries. So there's the joyful mysteries, the sorrowful mysteries, the luminous mysteries, and the glorious mysteries. And in case you couldn't tell, the joyful meditate on joyful things, the sorrowful on sorrowful things, and so forth. And they're all about things that happened in Jesus' life. So what do we do with these mysteries? Well, it's a time for us to reflect, to pray, to ponder with them. So anything from, okay, what if I was put in this story? A story that maybe you've heard a million times. Maybe it's the Annunciation, when the angel came down to Mary and said, hey, you want to be the mother of God? And she's like, yeah, sure. Didn't happen exactly like that. But putting yourself in that story, like, what was Mary thinking? What was she feeling at that time? Or maybe it's putting yourself in as a bystander in the luminous mystery of the baptism of Jesus. As a bystander, what was it like, to see Jesus being baptized? What is that? Or maybe how can Jesus or somebody in the story relate to you? I remember the one time I was doing the Rosary, and it was the sorrowful mysteries, and it was the agony in the garden, and it was just a troubling time in my life. It just seemed like nothing was going right, and I couldn't do anything about it, and I just had to sit and watch things burn. And I was there in agony in the garden, and I was like, Jesus, you know exactly what's that like, what that's like, You know how it is to sit there and just not be able to do anything and just be stressed out, and like, how can I pray with you with that, So it's beautiful about the mysteries of the Rosary, and they almost never get old if you don't let them get old, because you can always take a new stance in it, and it's really beautiful. The other thing about the Rosary is that from one mystery to another mystery, there are 10 beads here, and those beads are the Hail Mary. Whoa, we're coming back to Mary, crazy. So right there, the Hail Mary. One, we say the Hail Mary because it allows for kind of a repetitious prayer so that you can meditate on the Rosary, but also because the Hail Mary is beautiful. So what is the Hail Mary? Where does it come from? And let me tell you, actually, we're going to take out the handy-dandy Bible again, because the beginning of the Hail Mary comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, verse 28. It's when the angel came down to Mary to talk about Jesus' birth and said, and coming to her, he said, Hail, favored one, the Lord is with you. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Literally right there. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women. And like how she is so blessed. And blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. I mean, yeah, Jesus is blessed too. And then we say, Holy Mary, which the girl's holy. That's like hashtag true fact right there, Mother of God. She had the baby Jesus, so she is the mother of God. That's actually called Theotokos. Kind of cool. Future story. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. And what we're doing, we're asking Mary to pray for us. Just like, I don't know, I go to a friend, I'm like, hey, can you pray for me? This kind of struggling, This is happening in my life. So we're asking her to pray for us. And who better to pray for us but the mom of God? That's pretty cool. And so really nice that when you complete a rosary, you get asked Mary 53 times to pray for you. Isn't that beautiful? So that's kind of the Hail Mary. And why we say the Hail Mary and the beauty behind the Hail Mary. So another thing for the Our Lady of the Rosary, it's called Our Lady of Victory. And where does that come from? I know our football team, we say that at the end of every football mass, like, Our Lady of Victory, pray for us. Awesome, but where does that come from? Well, it was 1571. The Ottoman Empire was the biggest empire there was and could attack anyone and almost destroy anyone. And they decided to go after Christianity. So they were heading to Venice and Rome to destroy them, and honestly to let's just destroy all of Christianity because we don't want it anymore. And so they came through ship to get there, like the naval thingamabob, and it turns out the Christians had 100 less ships, all Mod Podge together. So these people gave a couple ships, these people gave a couple ships. So it was like, what? We'll see what happens. While the Ottoman Empire had 100 more, they were a big force, almost never defeated before that. Amazing. So good man, Pope Pius the 10th, number 5. He was there and he was like, yo, we're gonna need some help. So he encouraged everybody, start praying the rosary. Start saying the rosary. Let's do rosary processions, asking for our mom's help, because our mom takes everything directly to Jesus. And she's like, here, let's go. So praying and asking for that help. And actually, the ships that sailed out, they had mass every day. They had the rosary every day. Every person on the ship had a rosary with them. And so they got to the battle. It's there. It's happening. People are ready. There's going to be cannons that are flying. And we show up. The Ottoman Empire, the winds are in their favor. I don't know what it means that winds are in your favor for a naval thing, but the winds in their favor that they're going to win. There's almost no way that the Christian forces can win. So they're going, they're like, yeah, we're going to win. Ottoman Empire, and like Christians are like, Mary, just help us, please, you know? And then all of a sudden, in the battle, the winds turned. The Christians had the upper hand then and somehow destroyed the Ottoman Empire. A lot of people were lost that day, very, very devastating. But somehow the Ottoman Empire was defeated. Other crazy thing is, somehow the Pope knew about this before it was even possible. Like when it all happened, the Pope was in like some meeting or something like that, I don't know. And all of a sudden he was like, we have to say a prayer of thanksgiving. Like we're good to go. And everything was stopped, which is just insane and shows how much Mary and Jesus were involved in this. And it was just so beautiful. So when you're at Mass on October 7th, Our Lady of the Rosary, remember these things. Remember how Mary is there for you. Remember how Mary takes everything to Jesus, how she points to Jesus and shows his humility, his love, his amazingness. Up next week, I'm going to bring in a special guest, Miss Grassa, and we're going to talk a little bit about school and life and all of that. So make sure you check that out. I think it'll be really good. But until that time, I'll see ya. Have a great one.